History says that I don't deserve to be happy.
Welcome to Talk to Aunty Rosy, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
Welcome back, my sisters, to another episode of Talk to Aunty Rosy Podcast. Today, I will be talking to you about how your past may be stopping you from being happy. For my first time listeners, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am Rose Jones, your host here at Talk to Aunty Rosy Podcast. To tell you a little bit about me, I am a survivor of self-hate, domestic violence, and childhood trauma. And I am currently battling PTSD, but I didn't allow any of that to stop me. I decided to continue my story by creating a community for women who are in their beginning stages of self-healing. In this community, we help women with skill building. We give women valuable tools to use. We have educational programs and support and so much more. On this podcast, I will be sharing with you my life experiences. We'll have deep conversation. I am also going to be showering you with love and support and also giving you advice and encouraging words. If you are a woman who are trying to heal and need support and want to feel love, then you are in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you will never miss an episode of Talk to Aunty Rosy Podcast. Now, let's get into today's episode. History says that I don't deserve to be happy. For my regular listeners, you may heard me talk about this several times, but for the first time listeners, I am going to repeat this again so that you can fully understand where I am going with this. As a child, I was bullied in school a lot, and I used to consistently be made fun of because I looked different and I wore huge glasses and I had a big gap and my skin was three-toned, which it still is. Hasn't changed, but basically I was bullied and targeted and made fun of it literally for no reason. And even though I should not have been affected by what other people thought of me, it still affected me. I was a kid and what my peers said about me affected me. And when you have a bunch of people making fun of you for the way you look, it does start to make you feel some type of way. And it made me to start question myself. And I started to think they was right. It made me feel like I was worth nothing. This resulted in me having low self-worth, which caused me to get into relationships where I wasn't valued and end up being used and abused. Literally one bad thing after another. What happened to me? I was bullied, raped, neglected as a child. I watched my mother get abused by my father. I was in 3 abusive relationships. I was cheated on. My life was like in a downward spiral. I just got to the point in my life that I told myself that I did not deserve to be happy. I didn't even think it was reachable. I just needed to accept life for what it was. Some people get lucky and some people don't. That was just the mindset that I carried back then. Now, did you ever question your happiness? Well, if you have, I just want to let you know that you are not alone in this feeling and there is a reason for it. Now, let's talk about where this may came from, like why you have this feeling of lack of happiness. Generational issues is one typical reason we say things like, I don't deserve to be happy. It's that our past is influencing our present. That's right. We have reflected our childhood experience and connected them to our present feelings. Here is something that you may not be aware of. If your grandparents made your parents feel like they didn't deserve happiness, it's likely that your parents made you feel the same way. It could have been a hereditary curse, but it's more likely a slightly differing parenting pattern. It could be a matter of life that felt nearly natural to your ancestors. Another reason you may question your happiness is manipulation. You even believe that you don't deserve happiness because you were duped into believing so. Manipulation can be used to ruin people in various ways. You can undermine their self-esteem, mislead them into believing they are insane, and you can even make them feel ashamed for standing up for what they believe. A person who manipulates you for a extended period of time might make you feel as if you deserve nothing. Certainly not the right to be happy. Now let's talk about why you may be feeling this way. As I just said, many times in the past that the feeling of I don't deserve to be happy, and this created a problem for me because I feel like I was a burden to people. I felt like I did not belong, and I felt out of place and guilty for being the way that I am. It made me feel worthless, and I had a negative impact on my self-worth. But as I grew up and I learned how to heal from the words and the behavior of others, people, I also discovered that many people feel the same way. So if you feel like you don't deserve to be happy, tell yourself that you are wrong. You need to nip that feeling in the bud. Because if you continue to grow, it will start to become a major problem for you, just as it did for me. To stop this feeling from going any further, I want you to share with you a few things that I did to help me get rid of the feeling of I don't deserve to be happy. Basically, you need to put an end to it. In other words, you will shorten your lifespan and make the lives of those around you unpleasant. I'm not telling you to be harsh. I'm simply describing what occurs when you allow these feelings to take over your thinking. If someone makes you feel this way about yourself, I want you to guess what they are doing right now. They're probably out there having fun and not giving a damn about how they treated you. I know it's unfair, and that is why you must begin someplace in order to reclaim your self-worth. Here is how you can do it. Involve. Try to picture a different childhood. A childhood that the one that taught you how to feel about yourself. If you can, don't stop loving and caring about your parents. Instead, try to break free from their mentality. It will be simple because you were taught certain things from birth to adulthood, but that is a bond to have a significant impact on your future. Despite the fact that psychologically highlights this critical timeline, you have the ability to modify things. Patience and practice are required every day. Tell yourself that you deserve what others get and psychologically break the chain of those patterns. Make a new timeline for your family and your future generations. Second, rebuild. Your self-worth might not be at its finest. Mine wasn't either, but being alone was one of the things that helped me rebuild some of my self-worth. This was necessary for me to discover who I was. You see, your self-worth cannot rely on anyone other than yourself. Remember what I am saying now. You are worth it. You play a crucial role in this world. You are stunning on the inside and outside. Forget about society normals. They are meaningless. What's important is what you know about yourself without any insult, wounds, or betrayal. Simply set aside some time to work on these thoughts. Then construct a new foundation based on the real facts. Yes, my past is bad, but that does not mean that my life will continue to go that way. I have the power to change that. Next, I want you to let go and forgive. Stop telling yourself that you do not deserve to be happy. You need to understand that holding on to your past trauma, mistakes, or situations is stopping you from being happy. You need to let go and realize that you cannot change what had already happened, but you can change how you move forward. So make decisions to let go of the past and forgive yourself or anyone who has wronged you. I need you to realize that forgiveness is for you, not them. It allows you to take control back over a situation. Forgive so you can let go and start new. Next, I want you to escape from the situation. Okay, I admit that some manipulators can change, but for the most part, they don't. If you are being tricked into believing that you don't deserve happiness, you need to get out of that situation. Manipulators, toxic people, and those with narcissistic tendencies are charming and will convince you that you are the problem. The harsh reality is that you will most likely need to distance yourself from those people or person in order to heal. I cannot empathize with you enough how much you deserve to be happy. I have been here before and it is suffocating. However, you are not alone. Just remember to ask for help from your support system. If you have a good support system, they will listen to you. They will believe in you and they will encourage you to do what you need to do to be happy and be honest and believe in your rights. The way I was able to overcome this constant feeling of not deserving to be happy was by learning how to reframe my thinking and realizing that the way other people treat me has nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. I learned how to empathize with them and put myself in their shoes and understand where they are coming from. I slowly found out why they bullied me and treated me differently. I also learned to alter the definition of beauty. I told myself that it was okay to look different and be different. I told myself that it did not matter if people treated me like that. I don't have to belong, because deep down I knew that it wasn't true. I belong, and so do you. My sister, listen, your happiness is just around the corner. And next time you tell yourself, I don't deserve to be happy, challenge that thought and remind yourself that you do, regardless of what history says. And of course, if you need help and support, Aunty Rosy is here for you. We can do this together. I'm always sending you positive energy, my sisters. Now, before I end today's episode of Talk to Aunty Rosy, I want to invite you to our Facebook group called Let Rose Speak Sisterhood. This is not your basic group. We have weekly challenges and monthly live sessions where I answer questions that you have about self-healing, self-love, and personal development. In this group, we motivate each other, we support each other, and this group is a no judgment zone. And the best part is that it is totally private and free. So if you want to join this community, you can click this link in the description box below. And that is it for today's episode, my sister. Let me know in the comments below what you would like for me to talk about next week. And don't forget to give this episode a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and turn up your notifications so that you will not miss another video. And remember, you are worthy of happiness.